Hey there, I'm Marco, and this is the Marco Files. I got my allurion balloon September 19th of 2025. Let me tell you what the first month with the balloon in my stomach was like. These are the Marco Files, where I talk about my weight loss journey, saving money for retirement, eyewear, and I share some of my life lessons. Today I'm going to talk about my first month with the allurion balloon. The allurion balloon is a balloon that is placed in your stomach through non-surgical means. It makes your stomach smaller for about 4 months. That 4 months gives you a chance to improve your lifestyle. With some proper diet and exercise, you should lose some weight. And while the balloon only lasts 4 months, the plan is to continue the diet and exercise for an additional 2 months. I'm aiming to lose 60 pounds at the end of the 6 months. As I said in the previous video, I got my allurion balloon at Slim Restore in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada on September 19th. After arriving home in Grand Prairie the next day, I started my first month. Week 1. Week 1, you're told to take it easy and to watch what you eat, meaning stick to liquids for the first few days, broths, light soups, and so forth. The day of the procedure, I pretty much only drank water. The day after is fairly similar, and then I had some wonton soup. Food went down well with no issues. I purchased 4 portions of soup so I'd have more wonton soup for later in the week. The following day, though, I was at the company barbecue. I hoped to find some foods that I could eat, and I did. There were some watermelon pieces, which went down well. I skipped the steak, but I did take a chicken breast. I cut it up into really small pieces and managed to eat it, along with some mashed potatoes. I survived the company barbecue. The rest of the week, I took it easy. Ate mushy food like pasta, sauces, and more wonton soup. Since I wasn't eating that much that first week and doing mostly drinking, my weight took a nice dip. I got into the habit of hopping on my scale that allurion provided every day. I was told not to exercise the first week, so I didn't, until Saturday, September 27th, 1 week and a day after my procedure. End of week 1, I weighed in at about 249 pounds, which was 11 pounds down from my starting point and 49 pounds away from my goal. So as I started week 2, I got to start exercising. I am not a morning person, but I decided then and there that I needed to start exercising mornings before work, so every day since my procedure, I've been waking up early and hopping onto my elliptical. I put in about 15 to 30 minutes every morning. Then I would shower and head off to work. After my workday, I'd head home and then go for a walk with my dogs. After I finished walking my dogs, I would head home and eat some supper. Then I would head to my home office, do some work, and hop on the elliptical at least once more before bed. My goal was and is to have at least 3 exercise periods per day. Week 2 went well, and I weighed in at 246 pounds at the end of the week. Before I go on to week 3, though, I'm going to ask that if you'd like to follow my journey to 200 pounds, would you kindly hit the subscribe and like buttons? It costs you nothing, but it would mean a lot to me. Then came week 3, the week of my first mistake. We had a Chinese food lunch on Monday at work. That went fine, and I tried to stick to wonton soup, but it didn't taste very good. It wasn't from my regular restaurant. So I did have some rice and pork, but I kept it to a small portion. The issue was the leftovers the next day. We were very busy at work that day, and I had to have a shortened, rushed lunch. Big mistake. I ate too much, too fast, and it wouldn't go down. It seemed to be caught in my esophagus, which gave me intense acid reflux. I felt like my chest was going to explode. I hung my head over the lunchroom sink and tried to relax and breathe. Some coworkers thought I was dying. I was either over the sink or sitting at the lunch table with my head down. After about 5 to 10 minutes, I did feel a little bit better, and I figured I'd take a sip of water to help my food go down. Very bad idea. The water made it worse. I ran to the bathroom and finally threw up. And as unenjoyable as that was, it did make me feel better. The pain passed and I managed to work the rest of my shift. Lesson learned. The rest of the week was uneventful. I ended week 3 at 246 pounds, which was quite disappointing as I had been down to 243 earlier in the week. Then started the 4th final week of my month. Being upset about my weight creeping back up to 246 after being at 243, I was a bit depressed in the 4th week. I finally talked to my nutritionist Jonathan at the end of the week on October 17th. We discussed my concerns and came up with a plan. He suggested I start monitoring my calorie intake. So starting October 19th, I started recording my calorie intake using the Samsung Health app on my phone. But I'll cover that in the next chapter. My phone appointment with my nutritionist was on my 4-week anniversary. It gave me renewed energy and I was looking forward to the second month. However, I still ended my 4 weeks at 246. The bright side is that's 14 pounds down from my starting point, but going a couple weeks with the same weight was very disheartening. Next month, though, it gets better. Trust me. You'll have to catch my next video to find out how the next month goes. Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to give you a reminder to give someone a compliment today and spread the joy. It costs you nothing and you'll make somebody's day. Thank you for letting me share with you. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Hope to see you again next time.